Right now at noon, 2 people are injured after a student brought a weapon to a high school in Oshkosh. And Attorney General Josh Kaul and other advocates are urging an assembly committee to act on legislation to prevent a backlog of untested sexual assault kits.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at noon.
Good afternoon, I'm Mark Kane. We start with breaking news from the Channel 3000 Alert Center. A school resource officer and a student are in the hospital after a shooting at Oshkosh West High School. Police say in a Facebook post one student was armed with a weapon. They reportedly confronted the school resource officer and both were injured. Students have been evacuated to a nearby middle school where their parents can pick them up. The State Department of Criminal Investigation is handling the investigation.
I think this is a big deal. We're not that big of a city. We know pretty much everyone in the city, and we know this affects a lot of people in our community.
This comes a day after a student brought a gun to a Waukesha school. Officials say he was shot by a police officer, ignoring officer commands, and pointed a gun at them. The 17-year-old is listed in stable condition at the hospital. In western Wisconsin, classes are canceled at all schools in the Sparta district due to a potential security threat. District officials made the decision after hearing a missing gun may be in the possession of a student. Officials say that information is unconfirmed and the student in question was not at school yesterday. They're working with law enforcement to determine if the allegations are accurate. To the weather now, plenty of sunshine this week. Let's head over to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Chris Reese has a look at your first alert forecast. Hi, Chris.
Good afternoon, Mark. Good afternoon, folks at home. That's exactly the case. We started out with some cloud cover earlier on. That has since moved on towards the south and east. So that leaves us with beautiful weather outside. Temperature-wise, we are at 37. Winds coming out of the west and southwest at 8 miles per hour. Folks, that's the kind of wind that'll warm you up closer to 40 around this time of the year. 41, in fact, the temperature in Boscobel right now, we're at 38 in Platteville. Folks, as we go through the rest of this afternoon, look for those temperatures to warm up towards 39 for our highs. Then I think we stay quiet for the rest of the week. The next chance of rain that we are watching comes our direction on Sunday. We'll time that out in further detail coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Chris, thank you. We'll see you then. Charges have been reduced for the woman accused of fatally shooting a man during Madison's Freak Fest Halloween celebration last year. 22-year-old Kenyara Gatson was initially charged with first-degree intentional homicide in the death of 21-year-old Stephen Villegas. Villegas was killed in a city parking ramp. Gatson told police she didn't know Villegas and had only fired the gun to scare a group of people away from her. An assistant district attorney says the reduced charge of first-degree reckless homicide limits Gatson's bid to justify the shooting as self-defense. The original charge carried a mandatory life sentence, and the reduced charge carries a maximum of 60 years of combined prison and extended supervision. Madison police are using surveillance video to try to identify 2 people breaking into an East Side Quick Trip early this morning. The suspects were spotted breaking a door around 3 a.m. at the Lean Road location. That's near Easttown Mall. Police say they looked around but didn't take anything and ran away after an alarm sounded. Attorney General Josh Kaul is urging an assembly committee to immediately hold a public hearing on legislation designed to prevent a future backlog of untested sexual assault kits. Under the current law, there is no clear statutory procedure for the collection and processing of sexual assault kits. The DOJ says this has led to thousands of kits not being submitted to the state crime lab for testing. The legislation creates procedures to prevent backlogs in the future. Today, Kaul was joined by survivors of sexual assaults in asking for a hearing.
Is there anyone who opposes what this bill is all about? If there is, can you say it to a victim's face that they don't matter?
Kaul says the proposal has bipartisan support in both the Senate and Assembly, with a total of 71 co-sponsors. The bill was passed by the Senate in October, but no action has been taken in the Assembly. The House Intelligence Committee is expected to vote this evening on a report summarizing its impeachment inquiry. The report will then be sent to the House Judiciary Committee, which will consider articles of impeachment against the president. Natalie Brand has more details from Capitol Hill.
The House Intelligence Committee is set to release a report summarizing its more than 2 months of investigation into President Trump's dealings with Ukraine.
We already have overwhelming evidence of the president's misconduct.
The report is expected to say President Trump held up military aid to Ukraine and a coveted White House meeting while he and top officials pressured the country's president to investigate his political rival, Joe Biden.
The president believed, obviously, this would help his reelection campaign, and he was willing to use the full force of his office to leverage Ukraine to do these sham investigations.
House Republicans released a minority report Monday evening saying there is, quote, no direct firsthand evidence that Mr. Trump improperly pressured the Ukrainian president. President Trump praised congressional Republicans this morning and once again slammed the impeachment inquiry while on his trip to London.
This is what you're going to impeach the President of the United States on? The Republicans have never been stronger, never been more unified. The Democrats have gone crazy.
The Intelligence Committee is expected to vote this evening to approve the report, and the House Judiciary Committee will hold its first impeachment hearing tomorrow, featuring 4 constitutional law experts discussing the historical precedent for impeaching a president. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Of the 4 legal scholars testifying at tomorrow's hearing, 3 are witnesses called by Democrats, and 1 is a witness for the Republicans. Well, the Bucks are making it look pretty easy, taking home their 12th straight win last night. The Bucks beat the New York Knicks 132-88. That makes their win streak the longest in the NBA this season and the franchise's longest since the 1981-82 season. The Greek Freak he helped fuel the win streak. He's had doubled in 11 of the last 12 games. The Bucks have the league's best record at 18-3, ahead of the Lakers 17-3. And Starbucks is out with a new holiday drink, the Irish Cream Cold Brew. Debuts today. It's coffee mixed with Irish cream syrup and topped with vanilla sweet cream foam and cocoa powder. The cold brew is only the second holiday-themed drink to join Starbucks' menu in the past 3 years. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, we'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Hi, I'm Howard.
And I'm Kelly.
In the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. And today we're rolling out some dough.
And having a gingerbread good time.
So be sure to join us. As we continue counting down the days to the #1 recipe, as part of our Christmas cookie countdown, today we're sharing a classic gingerbread cookie that's earned its ranking by being so cute and tasty. Not sure what I mean? Let me show you. We start by creaming together some butter and brown sugar. To that, we add some molasses and a few eggs. Next, we slowly add our dry ingredients, including lots of spices, which makes these so holiday special. The fun part comes after we roll it out. That's when we can cut out shapes to make anything from gingerbread men and women to holiday wreaths. And if you make a hole in the top of each cookie before baking it, you can hang them on your tree. Once they bake and cool, we can frost them if we want. The good news is I've got a recipe for royal icing to decorate these with that is super simple. Aren't these the cutest thing ever? And not only do they look amazing, but they taste even better. To get the recipe for our holiday special gingerbread cookie cutouts, all you need to do is visit our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a whimsical gingery way for you to say,
I think we should eat these instead.
okay. Ooh, it's so good.
All right, guys, thank you. We have breaking news from the Channel 3000 Alert Center. 2 banks have to turn over the president's financial records to the Democratic-controlled U.S. House of Representatives. That's according to a New York federal appeals court ruling today. The House Intelligence and Financial Services Committee had subpoenaed Deutsche National Bank and Capital One for records including Trump's tax returns. Well, next to noon, sunny, quiet forecast for the week, but more rain and snow chances in the forecast for the weekend. Chris has your first alert forecast next. We have more breaking news in from the Channel 3000 Alert Center. Senator Kamala Harris is ending her presidential campaign. This comes after she had canceled a fundraising event in New York amid reports of turmoil within her campaign. Harris was the only black candidate whose polling numbers and national media attention had placed her in the top tier of the 2020 contest. Reaction to a potential delay in the U.S.-China trade deal and a fast food favorite that might go missing at a drive-thru near you. Diane King Hall has your Money Watch report.
Wall Street soured on the latest tariff tough talk. Speaking in London today, President Trump said that he has no deadline for a deal with China and thinks it's better to wait until after the election. The Trump administration and China have imposed tariffs on each other's goods since 2018, but are currently trying to hammer out a phase one deal. Huawei is moving one of its facilities to Canada as it tries to cut the cord with the U.S. According to Canada's Globe and Mail, the Chinese tech giant is shifting its research center north of the border. Huawei has been caught in the crosshairs of the U.S. government following allegations of spying. France and the EU are threatening to hit back if President Trump follows through on a plan to slap new tariffs on French imports. The U.S. says that was in retaliation to a new proposed tech tax on U.S. companies. During a bilateral meeting with President Macron today, Mr. Trump said the two nations would probably work out a deal. And we all would like fries with that, but it may not mean we're going to get them. According to Bloomberg, a French fry shortage is on the horizon. The U.S. Department of Agriculture estimates domestic potato output will drop 6.1% this year. Blame Hurricane Dorian along with cooler weather for stunting the spud's growth. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Diane King Hall.
Thank you, Diane. On Wall Street at the noon hour, the Dow Industrials down 355 points. The NASDAQ off 79. The S&P 500 down 28. Stocks reacting to that China trade deal. Let's check in now with Q106 Farm Director Pam Yankee. French fry shortage. What?
Yep. Listen, I told you, our Wisconsin potato growers had some of the same problems they were talking about on the national scene. Our volume is down, the potatoes are smaller, but the quality is really good. So I can see where that's going to manifest itself all across the United States. Idaho had some lousy weather as well. So, you know, there's only a few regions that are big in potato production. Wisconsin's on the top tier. We're talking a little bit about harvest conditions. You know, that snow over the weekend for a lot of our farmers just knocked them out. The latest numbers from the Wisconsin Ag Statistical Service show we've got about 66% of our Wisconsin corn crop harvested as of Sunday. That's 22 days behind last year. That's 3 weeks behind our 5-year average. Here's the other alarming part. The corn moisture coming in on average 23%. Now remember, if a farmer is going to try to store that corn to market it, say in 2020, they have to dry it down to about 14% moisture. That's a lot of money in propane, natural gas that they're going to have to spend to get that grain into storage quality. So like I said, the stories just keep developing on the farm front. Soybeans were about 86% complete as far as the harvest is concerned. The other story that we're not talking a lot about right now is the lack of fall tillage. We didn't get a lot of fall tillage done this year. That means that we're going to probably be under the gun with pressure to get it done next spring. Talking about what's going on in dairy, boy, the cheese market's looking up today and looking up overall for Wisconsin. Dairy farmers of Wisconsin estimating now that we are going to sell somewhere in the neighborhood of $500 million of cheese online only. That's a big jump. That's up more than 50%, about 50% compared to the last 4 years' time. Barrel cheese today is up 1/2 cent, $2.26 1/4. 40-pound block cheese up 1.5 pennies, $1.94 3/4. The AA butter down 2 3/4 cents, $1.94 1/4 per pound. So yeah, busy time for our Wisconsin cheesemakers, both online and in the stores. Mark,
we're going to be talking cheese in just a second here. So
all right,
and we're going to see you on Live at 4 today.
Yep, I'll swing on by.
Okay, looking forward to that. We'll take some phone calls.
Okay.
See you this afternoon. Here's Chris now with a look at your forecast. It's nice and sunny out there.
It is nice and sunny out there. We should enjoy it because 29 years ago today was the biggest snowstorm that Madison has seen. Biggest single day snowstorm in Madison history. You ended up with 17.3 inches of snow here at the station. We had winds upwards of 64 miles per hour, drifts upwards of 7 feet. And get this, we had record warmth just 1 week before this historic snowstorm came. Now, this December 3rd is a totally different story. After seeing the snow across the upper Midwest, we are quiet. There were some flakes that flew throughout northern Wisconsin earlier on this morning. That's what brought us the cloud cover. We are dry right now, high-resolution Doppler free of any snow. So look for sunshine in places like Arena over towards Cross Plains, down through Perry. Fitchburg will be dealing with the sunshine as we go through this afternoon as well. Same for Whitewater, same for Beloit. Detroit, Janesville, and Evansville, we will all see mostly sunny skies. In fact, here's a look at the Edgewater Sky Camera. Man, is that beautiful? Unfortunately, it is just a little bit cold, but it could be worse. 37 is our temperature right now. Winds are coming out of the south and west at 8 miles per hour. Folks, that southwest wind is what works in our favor to stay a little bit warmer. It'll get you to 40. In fact, in Boscobel, it's already done that. That's where the temperature is 41. Prairie du Chien coming in at 40 right now. In Monroe, we're at 38. Even Platteville is at 39. And we still have some more warming to go as we go throughout the day. Check it out. 4:30, 39, and Madison, 40 for places like Janesville. I think we may even be a degree or two warmer if we get enough sunshine. Overnight tonight, we cool down towards 27. So when you're waking up tomorrow morning, make sure that you have a jacket handy and ready for that. By Wednesday afternoon, we'll see those temperatures again into the upper 30s and the low 40s. But then Wednesday night, something changes. I think we get in on a little bit of cloud cover into Thursday before more sunshine comes our direction after that. I'm not expecting any precipitation on Thursday at all. So folks, now is the time. Put up those outdoor Christmas decorations. If you have not done it yet, I'm telling you, this is certainly the ideal week to do it. High pressure stays in control. We're staying sunny. We are staying dry. But I like to look at the pattern beyond that, folks. We are going to get in on a shot of some cooler air next week. So as we get you towards, say, the middle and end of December, I think we have to pay attention to the northwestern sky turning more active. This is going to send more storm systems our way. Not major ones, but still more storm systems our way. We start to see more of those rain and snow chances. The Climate Prediction Center agrees with me. Their 8 to 14 day outlook does paint much of the country, including the upper Midwest, at an above normal probability of seeing precipitation as we go through the middle of the month, folks. In fact, by the time we get you towards Sunday, we'll see our next chance of rain. That changes over to a chance for snow on Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday look fairly chilly. We'll see a chance of a mix by next Thursday as well. And I'll tell you what, some of the latest models are coming in colder, so we may have to drop those numbers again. So this is the week that I'm encouraging you to do the Christmas stuff outdoors. The weather is compliant.
Yeah, it's great for this time of year, as opposed to 29 years ago.
Opposed to 29 years ago. I wish I was alive for that.
I got stuck in the parking lot.
Really?
Driving in.
You'll have to tell me about it sometime.
I will. It was something.
I'm looking. All right.
All right, next to noon, Angie Edge is here from the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin. She has a cheese and chocolate recipe that is perfect for the holidays. Stay with us. Welcome back. Angie Edge from the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin is here, and we got a great holiday recipe here.
Yeah.
And it doesn't appear to be cheese.
Chocolate and cheese together.
Perfect.
So we're excited to launch our new edition of Great Pear Share. It's an online magazine that comes out 4 times a year, and it always has lots of entertaining inspiration. So you'll see there's a really fun and festive Wisconsin cheese snowman on the front cover. There's lots of holiday gift platters with cheese and different accompaniments.
How do folks get the magazine?
Well, you can get it online at wisconsincheese.com. It's a free download to anybody that goes there.
Okay.
So it's easy enough.
All right.
But my favorite recipe in it is the port wine cheese truffle. So cheese and chocolate together, only 5 ingredients. So we started with the Pine River port wine cheese spread, which is our star ingredient. And then we're gonna, on the stovetop, you're gonna mix some bittersweet chocolate in a double boiler, bring it to a nice smooth consistency with the cheese. And then you're also gonna add a little condensed milk and butter. Of course, you need real Wisconsin butter.
Absolutely.
So when all of those get nice and melted and smooth, you can put it, your mixture into the refrigerator, into a bowl, and it's gonna harden for about 3 hours. And then you're gonna roll it into these nice festive balls and dip it in more chocolate.
Oh, of course.
So very easy, 5 ingredients. It just takes a while to bring it to a nice smooth consistency. And then you can decorate it with holiday sprinkles, maybe a little white chocolate drizzle, a perfect entertaining recipe, or you could give it as a gift.
And you could use other cheeses as well?
You could use other cheeses, but it's just to showcase that we make a lot of different cheese spreads and cold packed cheeses in Wisconsin, so it's a great gift idea as well. The Pine River Company makes over 20 different cold packed cheeses, and the port wine is the one that we're using in here. All award winners, so they say what awards they've won.
WisconsinCheese.com.
WisconsinCheese.com.
All right. Have a Merry Christmas.
You too.
Thanks, Angie. Here's Chris with one final check of the forecast.
Sunshine sticks around as we go through the rest of the week, folks. The view that you see behind me, get used to that one. We'll see a few clouds along with a potential flurry chance Thursday night into Friday. More sunshine through Saturday.
All right. Thank you, Chris. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.